I want to get your opinion on
Good,
these
because I'll give it as well.
At the moment. No, I think it's fair, right? So Rory here says, when the club is performing well, positivity sells. When the club is performing badly, negativity sells. He says, at least Lee Gunner and Co are consistent with their negativity. That's how he views it. The ones that flip-flop from one extreme to the other, they are the ones to watch out for. Fake as fuck. Have you seen a lot of people completely flip-flop in the last couple of games in that way?
Well, first and foremost, yeah. Right. First and foremost, on that basis alone, yeah, I don't want to see him have any negative takes about Arsenal when it all goes to shit. Otherwise, he's part of that crew that you don't like, right? Yeah, because he's ultra positive all the time. Good luck to him. He's earning good money apparently on TikTok, so fair play to him. Yeah, fair play to him. Good luck. I don't knock anyone who earns money, tell. Yeah, whether I agree with how they do it or not, it's a different story, yeah? Same as how they agree with or disagree with how I do it, right? But there has been a lot of people since that Fulham game. There was a lot after West Ham. But again, this is what they do. They don't believe what they're saying in the first place, Terry. Yeah, the fixed bench is not fixed. It's the same bench. Tell me a player on the bench this season, right, in our last game, that is a different player to what we had last season. There ain't one. Maybe, because Kivior started, 29 started, Rice started. So the bench that's fixed is the same bench that was last season, deemed as a thin squad, and as to why we bottled the title. So they've dressed up all of these players as the second coming of Messi's, yeah, and Pujols and players like this. But now it's, okay. But it was half and half after that West Ham game. After the Fulham game, yeah, the managers then come out and said that's our worst performance of the season, which has now given a lot more of these people free license to now get on that so-called negative train. It's not negative wanting your club, yeah, and this is why I'll take issue with that bit where he's saying, like the league, at least they're consistent with their negativity. No, let me say right now, it's not negative to demand your club to do better, yeah, because you demand yourself in your life to do better, the same as everybody else does, yeah. You know what you need to earn every month. You know what your bills are, Terry. You know what you want to aspire to this year. You know what your targets are this year. You will have targets, whether you're a single person, a married person, like have children, no children, whatever. You will have a target that you will set, and you know, and deep down, if you don't hit your targets, yeah, there might be some factors in there, but ultimately it would be because of your lack of hard work, right? And that's it, right? So you will hold yourself to account, and accountability is the best ability. So when people want to sit there and tell me it's negative, what's negative is this club going 20 years without a title and people jumping on the fixed bench, and this manager's great, super Mick Arteta, dismissing anybody who's saying, well, hold up a minute. Hold up. This ain't the guy, bruv. Yeah, 4 years, 640 mil. Yeah, what? Bottle a title. Just be happy. He gave you the best moments for 20 years at the Emirates. Well, that's a load of rubbish. Stop lying. I've been to cup finals, mate. Yeah, I've seen Wenger, like I just listed off all of them things. Unai Emery was in there with the Europa League final. Yeah, all of them things have happened in the last 10 years. Yeah, we've won 4 FA Cups in 10 years, Terry. We've been to a Europa League final, a League Cup final, and a Europa League semi-final. And we've won 4 FA Cups. So that's 4 out of 7 years, right? 7 out of 10 years, yeah? The only difference is this manager, they've got in their feelings about because of the constant bombarding of PR. Let's drop another retro kit. Oh, Charles Watts has wrote an Arteta Revolution book. Ian Wright's wheeling out merch. David Ornstein's doing up prop. Mikel Arteta's sitting there talking about how he lured his wife in. Yeah. And then he's talking about the 46 different formations. Well, how many did he use against Fulham and West Ham? Yeah. Then he's talking about, if I'm stuck in traffic, what's better, the destination or the journey? Nobody cares about the journey, mate. Yeah. I want the destination. The journey stinks. Yeah. It does. And before you start laughing, yeah, I'm going to give you the scenario right now.
I love it.
The scenario right now. If you book a holiday right now, Terry, for you and your family, you and your loved ones, right, and you're going to, let's just say, the Maldives. That's a long flight. In fact, forget that. Dubai. That's 7 hours. That's kind of short haul, long haul, in between kind of thing. 7 hours. But your flight is at 5 a.m. Yeah, from Heathrow. You've now got to get a taxi or drive. So you've got to get up early or stay awake. You've got to get the kids up. They're going to be knackered. they're going to be screaming and shouting, Dad, 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 Dad. They're going to be kicking off, crying, moaning. But did we pack everything? You're now panicking. Oh, did we get the part? Did we get this? Have I got the debit cards? Have I got this? You're going to be, did I pack this? Did I pack that? You now get to the airport, and now you've got to go through all of that drama to get through passport and security and all of that. And now you get on the plane and you've got the window seat, and you're sat next to somebody who's 2 sizes too big for the middle seat, right? That stink. Yeah. But now you can't go to the bathroom because now you have to get that person up and their mate. Yeah. So now it's a ball ache. So when you get to the airport in Dubai, you now have to get and wait for your luggage after getting off the plane. And that's a ball ache because everyone's doing all of this. Yeah. And it's all getting aggy, and you've done a 7-hour flight and everyone's tired because they've been up since 2 a.m. and the kids are screaming, everything's kicking off. Then you have to get into the shuttle transfer, right? Or you have to get a taxi to your hotel. But then when you finally get there, nobody cares about your journey, mate. Give me the destination, because when you get to Dubai and you get to your hotel, wow, we've made it, baby. Yeah, I don't care about the journey. I've done the journey for 20 years, Terry. It is boring, repetitive, and full of crap. Give me a flipping title. Yeah, give me a title.
Listen, that analogy backs up your view of these things, and I do agree with you. When it comes to going on holiday, especially with your kids, the traveling element is an absolute nightmare. But there are other examples within that. You know, when young people go backpacking, when they go traveling around the world, the journey is as exciting as the destinations of which they reach. The other examples you can also give are in business. And I would take a famous thing that's not a real business, but it was written by the writer that looked at his life this way, and John Sullivan, when he wrote the original final episode, Only Fools and Horses. When Del Boy was back at the flat after he's in his mansion and a millionaire, and he said he just feels, he goes, I'm happy I made it as a millionaire. Now my life feels a bit empty because I've reached a destination. But then what he realized is the journey to becoming a millionaire was the fun bit. But he didn't know that until he got there. And John Sullivan very much self-reflected on, when I was an up-and-coming writer, I wanted to be what I was after making Only Fools and Horses. But once I got there, he said, I felt a bit, it didn't feel as good to be at the destination as the journey did. So I do think there's a happy medium here.
Yeah, Terry, I've seen this win 5 titles, and I'm telling you right now, it's definitely better than all the waffle and all the crap I've seen.
I agree, though. I agree. Of course, when it comes to sport, winning the trophy is better than the journey. However, for you to go from where you were as a football club to being able to win a Premier League trophy again, there has to be a journey.
There has been a journey. I'm just giving you the journey. 4 FA Cups in 10 years. Yeah. A Europa League final, a League Cup final, yeah, and a Europa League semi. Now add about £1 billion on that in that decade. Yeah, you're telling me we can't win a title in that time? Come on, Terry. Yeah, it's boring, right? Champions League, I accept. It's a knockout competition, and there is some elite teams, Real Madrid, etc., etc. Yeah, Bayern Munich, Man City as well. They've been there or thereabouts in the last 4 or 5 years, and then they've obviously won it. Yeah, right. The Champions League is probably harder to win than the Premier League because it is a straight knockout or 2-legged knockout. Yeah, whereas the Premier League, if you have a couple of bad results, you can make up for them. Man City prove it every year, right? Hence why they win it. Yeah, but the fact that we have done more money until Todd Bowley came in than any other football club in Europe. We have outspent Real Madrid since 2008, Terry. Look at what they have won. Look at this squad. No, yeah, and that tells you that no, but this is what I'm saying. So when he's putting that tweet out about negative, or at least they're consistent with their negativity, it is not negative to demand better from your football.
So, that element I agree with. And like I said, when I read it out, I don't necessarily think you'd agree with him saying negative. I was focusing more on the other element where I agree with you. If Rory was as positive as he is about everything in a way in which you don't like, and then after 1 or 2 defeats, flip-flopped completely and changed his whole outlook on Arsenal, that'd be weird. Someone changing their outlook over a prolonged period of time, I don't think is a flip-flop. That is changing as you feel differently about a situation. What I've noticed in the last few days, though, is there's people acting like the way Rory is, for instance, but after 2 defeats, they're suddenly going out and saying manager out and doing all this. And I think in the space of 2 games, you can't go from completely believing in your club to utterly changing your mind.
No, he doesn't do that, to be fair to him,
yeah.
Right, he doesn't do that, right? However, right, in fact, I won't say it. Well, let's just move on to what I was going to say after that. Yeah, I won't say it.
But I'm not really talking about him personally. I'm just saying.
The reason Mason Greenwood got sent off is he gave the referee the fees and called him a puta and gave him the fees. Yeah, that's why he did it.
They've got two players off the pitch, haven't they?
Well, the VAR. Well, I'm a little bit behind the VAR and another one, but in terms of other fans, yeah, there's a lot of people online that are playing a game, Terry. Yeah, there's a lot of fans online that are playing the game. They will do anything that is getting them traction when it's positive, and whatever's fashionable, they'll go with that. Yeah. Then, soon as it's traction the other way, they'll jump on that. But then what they'll do is they'll wake up the next day. I'll give you the best example. Arsenal lost to Villarreal. Yeah, Arsenal lost to Villarreal. Unai Emery came to our place, 0-0 draw, stunk it out. He won 2-1 away, so we're knocked out by our former manager. There's certain people out there with big accounts that were tweeting Arteta out. Then the next day, after they were getting a little bit of backlash, because it was fashionable that night to tweet Arteta out and get him out of here and blah, blah, blah. But then they woke up the next morning, see their notifications, and there's super fans out there that were saying, get rid of him, get rid of him. I'll give you another example. Everton away, Damari Gray, last minute winner. Get rid of him. I've had enough. Blah, 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 blah. Get rid, get rid, get rid. Then the next day, they go on other podcasts or they get a lot of notifications. So, yeah, maybe I was a bit hasty. It was in the heat of the moment. Well, maybe don't tweet or do a fan cam straight after the game then, mate. Yeah, because is that your opinion or is this now your opinion? Nobody now knows, because if you're going to go and do a fan cam, yeah, and say, I think this manager needs to get out of here, but then you go on a podcast the next day on another channel and then say, well, I think he needs to have a bit more time. Well, hold up, mate. 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago, you were saying get rid of him. So what's your actual... Yeah, then when I called that out on a certain person, yeah, well, it was caught up in the moment, mate. Well, don't do a fan cam then. Yeah, don't tweet out Arteta out, get a load of backlash on it because it's not the majority at that point, and then say, well, actually, yeah, cool.
I agree with that. Like the other day, when I've tweeted, every time I've tweeted about wanting Ten Hag out recently, I see like my follower numbers like drop. But I don't care personally. My view is if you can't take a difference of opinion, I'm not overly keen in you following me anyway. If you don't like my opinions, but you can't, I'm gonna unsubscribe. I had one guy message me going, I've been subscribed to you for 5 years. Can't believe you don't want Arteta. Not Arteta.
Terry, I've lost nearly 60,000 subscribers on my channel. You've probably lost over 100,000 on your channel. Because everyone loses subscribers, Terry, but you still got 360k and I've still got 92k.
Yeah, it's like a net positive. It's one of those things where I just think to myself, I watch people I disagree with more than I watch people I agree with. I find that more interesting. I find it more fun. I find it more engaging. And there's too much of that. Well, it's hard to. I
only watch you to see what you're saying about me with the rosy cheeks.
Because I do it for the fan channel review, I kind of have to do it. However, I have got to a point where sometimes now it's a bit of a busman's holiday, if that makes sense. Let's get through
this. Can I read this comment very quickly?
You comment.
Yeah. This fella in the chat, Mr. Arsenal Podcast, people can't change their opinions, apparently. Well, funny that, mate, because if you're going to change your opinion the night after you've called Arteta out and then the next morning say, actually, I got it massively wrong and I just got caught up in the moment. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. That's disingenuous. Yeah, it's taking the mick. And not only that, you're only doing it because you've got backlash. And I know you haven't done it. Yeah, people can change their minds all they like. I couldn't care less. But what I will say is, I always see this crap happen way before everybody else. Why is that, Terry? It's no coincidence that I don't get everything right. I'm not the flipping oracle here, yeah? Right? I'm not trying to claim that I'm amazing, all-seeing eye. Yeah. But how comes I get maybe 70% of stuff right with this football club? Why? Because I'm not lying. I say what I think. Yeah, and I'm saying it based off of what I've previously seen over many, many decades. Most people online, they go from here to there, to here to there, to here to there, to here to there, and then they have egg on their face. Yeah. But I'm the negative one. I'm the one that's deemed toxic and negative. I'm the villain. Next week it's Piers Morgan. Then it's AFTV. Then it's this person. Then it's that person. And round we go. Why? Because these people live in fantasy land in hope, and wanting to look like nice people online. I don't need friends. Yeah, I don't. I'm happy. I'm cool.
No,
Yeah,
mate, I
just
get
want
that.
my football club to do what
Yeah.
I've seen it do.
And this is the thing
for
I've always said
a
to
lot
people
of my
about you.
lifetime.
When people call you out on Lee agendas, I'm like, I don't think Lee's making this up. It's just what he thinks and feels. I enjoy poking fun at it and having a laugh with you. But I agree. Well, what I say to Mr. Podcast as well, people can change their minds. But you, in my opinion, I didn't wake up on the day that I said, I think we've got to sack Ten Hag now. I didn't wake up that morning saying I 100% believe in what he's doing. I 100% know he can turn this around, and I'm behind this guy. It wasn't one result happened and I went, that's it, I'm done. It is a series of things over a period of time that I looked at. It was results, falling out with players, learning what he was trying to implement style-wise, the fact that we learned that there was no cohesion in certain areas, the fact that we knew new owners from the football regime were coming in. So there's multiple factors that made me change my mind. And I know for a fact Lee don't have an issue with people changing their mind over a period of time, because he did it
You also know as
year.
well, by doing these shows and by watching my fan cams and clipping bits up on my fan cam, I will give praise when it's due.
True.
Yeah, like what have I said? Like when I said the other week, 29 scored a couple of goals in that, and I said he's been our best player for 2 games. Yeah, I don't want him here. I can't stand the player. Yeah, but he played well for 2 games. Fair enough. That reflected in my player ratings. Yeah, and blah blah blah. When the manager does well, he gets a good rating on player ratings, or manager ratings. Yeah, and I'll go happily Gunner fan cam, ecstatically Gunner fan. It's written in the flipping title. When it's a sarcastic one or an unhappy or a fuming one, yeah, they're getting it. And this is where you have accountability, Terry. And nobody likes accountability, and this is why, I know half of these people are full of crap, because if they don't want to give accountability to a multimillionaire they don't even know, that is affecting their day-to-day life, which it is, because they're emotionally invested in that club and have been for many, many years, they don't have any accountability in their own life. Or they're lying. So which one is it? Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand where you're coming from. I really, really do. And I appreciate that comment on the screen from Herbal.